So what about this refund? The president says it's going to be the best refund season ever. What should we expect?
Well, we should expect exactly what the president said, as always happens. And, the great leadership of the Treasury Secretary has positioned us to be able to deliver in a whole bunch of ways for America. You're going to look at probably 94% plus of middle-class Americans getting a boost. You'll look at tax rates coming down and getting the benefit going forward.
That's a big promise by the IRS chief to millions of Americans ahead of the new year. President Trump backing that up, predicting it will be the largest tax refund season of all time. Let's bring in Dominic Tavella, Liebenthal Global Advisors President and CIO. Dominic, thanks very much for being with us. How do you see it? Is this going to be a huge tax refund year for Americans?
I think so. There's a number of factors that came out of the big, beautiful bill that affected basically everything from tax rates to credit. So starting with W-2 withholding, the big, beautiful bill changed the tax rates, but the IRS, whether it's staffing, whether it's a timing issue, didn't update the tax table. So the payroll companies, the ADPs, the paychecks, if you have an in-home office system, none of those systems were updated for the new tax rates. So there was an over withholding. They took too much money out of your paycheck. As a result, when you file on April 15th, you should see that money come back, amongst many other things.
Claudia Tenney is a representative from New York State, Congresswoman. She says that some of the blue states are actually going to be increasing their state taxes because federal taxes are dropping. Listen.
They're actually going to ask for more taxes to be paid because of the good work we're doing on the federal side. All that we've done to give more people money in their wallets, the state of New York and other blue states are going to take away.
But if that happens, Dominic, I suppose it can't happen immediately. I mean, you're going to be able to enjoy the fruits of your federal tax refund for a while.
And it's ironic because you're looking at one of the biggest issues in the new bill that they've increased the SALT deduction. That's a state and local tax. It went from $10,000 as your top limit number to as much as $40,000. So these particularly blue states, the New Yorks, the tri-state area, the Illinois, the California, finally those residents are going to get a little bit of tax relief from the local really high taxes that they're paying, and leave it to the states to come back in and take some of that money away.
All right, let's take a look at the housing market, because that is a huge concern for a lot of people. A lot of younger people can't afford houses. A lot of people who would like to sell their houses aren't finding the market is there. When you look at the 30-year fixed mortgage rate, it is more than double what it was back in December of 2021. Right now it's at 6.18%. It was at 3.05% just 4 years ago. How do you see the housing market?
Well, look, the benefit, we went through that period after COVID, and you saw mortgage rates between 3 and 4%. And we have a significant amount of the population in this country. 30 to 40% of the people that have mortgages are paying between 3 and 4%. And they clearly don't want to let go of those mortgages. But a mortgage rate between 5 and 6% is historically quite normal. And I think that's pretty much where we're going to be this year, 2026. I don't see mortgage rates much lower than that. But John, I got to just digress a little bit. We always focus on the price of the house. We focus on interest rates for that mortgage payment. What about real estate taxes, insurance costs, and things like utilities? They add a significant burden to that mortgage payment every month, and we don't see any relief in sight for that.
So it sounds like you don't see a huge change in the affordability of housing in the coming year.
Mortgages should stay relatively flat. They might go slightly down from where they are right now. You are seeing some inventory come into the market. A lot of people that were waiting, that price of the homes are going up 5, 10, 20% on an annual basis. I'll just wait. I don't have to sell. I can make money by waiting. But they're seeing real estate prices kind of cap out. States like Florida and Texas, California, prices have actually rolled over, decreased maybe in that 10 to 15% range. So they are becoming a little bit more affordable. But again, it's these other factors that really bite into whether a house can be affordable or not.
Yep.
When you look at real estate taxes, particularly, again, these high tax states, they can take a big bite of that mortgage payment every month.
The administration is trying to make it possible for home builders to, build more housing without going through the regulatory hurdles. How long is it going to take for that to show an effect, do you think?
Yeah, it's two-part, right? Number one, the legislation's got to get passed on a federal level. A lot of times state policies, state local rules really slow down that process of building a new home or, God forbid, multi-family residences. It takes a lot of energy, time, money for these developers to get past the local rules and guidelines. So that problem number one. Problem number two, by the time they get fed into the economic environment for builders and they can actually take advantage of it, again, I do think things become a little bit more affordable. There'll be more inventory on the markets for people to choose from. But a big move the needle event, we don't see it. It'd have to be a recession, hot unemployment. We don't see that happen.
Yeah, let's not have a recession, okay?
We don't want to lower prices for that reason.
No, we don't. Dominic Tavella from Lebenthal Global Advisors. Dominic, thank you.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.